Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello, people, and welcome to Footy Judgment. Welcome to another stream where Husan just turned off his camera. He's got scared or shy or whatever. Is he still crying about yesterday? Big up everybody that is here. Manuela Kanji is out for the rest of the season for Manchester City. They're down to their bare bones. Absolutely. This news just been dropped now, actually, in the last 2-3 hours that Manuela Kanji is out. So any hope that Man City had in turning around the Champions League game now has demolished to none, because they were going to go to Real Madrid, of course, and win against Real Madrid at the Bernabeu, of course, to actually go to the next round of... Sam looks so upset. Why are you upset?
He wanted us to do his dirty work.
What? Bro, like, they woke up at 6 in the morning,
black magic
bro.
from that Real Madrid Champions League is coming for his team again.
You made news, you know that, right? You know that you made news everywhere from yesterday. I'm being serious.
Rant.
Do you know that you made news? It's everywhere. It's not No Context Fan TV. You made news on other platforms in America and in Australia. Have you opened your Instagram?
I don't have Instagram.
Yeah. Okay. So you made news basically. With everyone is posting your rant about Michael Oliver yesterday.
Oh,
there is one of the videos that has over 1 million views on Instagram or something like this.
Oh, damn.
It's you literally just made it, bro.
Subscribe to Don Husan, man.
Don Husan, yes, Don Husan.
It's Fugazi.
People were mad because I insulted Michael Oliver. If I go back in time, I do it again.
We know.
You really? Anyway,
this is football. It's an emotional sport. You want to watch a dead sport? Go watch hockey or something.
Baseball.
Hockey's not dead. Hockey's fantastic. They fight a lot.
Baseball's the dead sport.
Whatever, and go watch cricket. Happy now? Tennis, badminton. Don't watch football.
Tennis is fun.
Football is a matter of life and death.
Good morning, Hussam. How are you doing? I know it's afternoon for you, but good morning.
Good morning and all the niceties. Just get to the show, man.
Oh my goodness. Spicy.
I said good morning. There's nothing good about this morning.
It is a good morning. We have a big snowstorm. I woke up to a foot of snow. It's beautiful.
What is wrong with you, bro? What is wrong with you?
Michael Oliver is still employed as the referee. So
what's wrong with?
I woke up and
he's guaranteed gonna referee that game, game week 36 when Arsenal come to Anfield.
I guarantee you, Michael Oliver is the referee for that game.
Guaranteed.
I guarantee you, Michael Oliver is the referee for Arsenal versus Liverpool.
I'd put money on that.
I guarantee you that is, bro. The ad spicy, but I believe you, to be honest. Let's start there. I actually believe you now. I watched again the red card for Arne Slot. it's literally double standards because Pep Guardiola did exactly the same to him and he never gave him a red card. It's literally, he got into his emotions. He's like, oh my God, he spoke to me and he shook my hand. Let me give him a red card. It is absolutely garbage by Michael Oliver again. It's astonishing that he's the most experienced referee in the league, or the guy that everyone goes to, and then he's shit like this, to be honest. But listen, I believe what Hussam said. They want to add spice to the league, actually. They actually want the league to be a little bit, because we can't have Liverpool in March 12 points ahead or 9 points ahead. That is not good for viewership. They want to sell it. They sell it by having, and it's not helping that Arsenal have Kai Havertz injured as well. They know that. It's the same. They want to be the center of attention. It's without a shadow of a doubt in my mind. They want to be the center of attention. They want people to talk about it, in my opinion. And it is what it is. I went and watched it again. He really gives small fouls, a lot of small fouls against Liverpool, and not the other way around. Not the other way around. And a lot of people are saying, "Oh, they want Arsenal in the fold again." Well, we'll see. We'll see if Arsenal can do it. Listen, we have to start with Manchester City before we go to Liverpool. Kilk had a lot to say about the team and the Real Madrid game and all the stuff. But listen, before we go on and enjoy the show, guys, he knows Arsenal. Go subscribe to Jess, of course, Jessica Black's channel. She knows Arsenal. She did a great video yesterday about Kai Havertz and all the things that are happening at Arsenal at the current moment. Don Hussam Al-Ahwa yesterday was absolutely fire. And Kelkster is here every Thursday. Kelkster, what do you want to say about Man City?
Oh, just the same shit, different day. Sorry if I sound like a broken record, but it really is the same crap over and over again. We just keep beating ourselves at the end of games. I think what annoys me the most is that these are actually good players. Like, these aren't like this isn't like the old days where you knew the players were bad, so you accepted their mistakes. These are actually good players. Like Mateo Kovacic, you have 4 Champions Leagues. What are you doing? What is that pass at the end of the game? What are you trying to do here? This is not Mortal Kombat. This is a football game. Just kick the ball into the stands. I don't know what he's doing there. And then Ederson, brother, what are you doing, man? Like that. He was man of the match until that kick. We just kicked it straight to Jude. What are you doing? You're a seasoned professional. Don't do that. Like, I'm just sick of seeing these same mistakes at the end of games because we're just beating ourselves. And I had no hope of advancing in this tie. I thought we could win this game because we were at home. And even though it wasn't the greatest, we were winning. And then that just happened in 5 minutes. I'm just sick of it. I don't know what's going on. These bozo moments at the end of games, it just keeps happening, and I'm just tired of it. It's Groundhog Day. It's like watching Final Destination. It's just over and over and over again, and it's just annoying.
But let me ask the question to Jess and Hussam. I'm gonna start with Jess. There's a lot of Man City fans that said the rebuild is gonna start next season. Hussam himself said that hand the title to Man City next season. If you're looking at this team, do you believe that this Man City team is in next season to win the title at all? If you're looking at them, especially with the amount of money they spent on Kuzanov, Nico Gonzalez, Marmoush, will this team next season be like within the title contention?
I think it depends on how they look at the KDB situation and if they can replace his creativity or get somebody else in. I think they've always kind of been linked to like Wirtz and players like that. And I think that needs to get done in the summer, even without like the defender problem is obviously there. And like that will be fixed for sure. But there's no substitution for a one-of-one player. And I just wonder how they'll fix that, because Haaland obviously needs somebody to feed him, somebody to, create for him. And Foden has shown like he's a little in and out in terms of creativity. I'm not sure that they have anybody in that side that can recreate those individual moments of brilliance that KDB does. And every top team needs that, so I think they'll obviously recover and get players back and be stronger and won't be in the same way that they are this season. But without looking at that creative midfielder situation, I'm not sure. So it all depends on that. But, City, they'll spend more money and they'll throw money at it, so they'll try. And I do think they'll be stronger next season, but will they run away with the league? That I'm not sure of.
I don't think so, to be honest. I actually don't see the City team actually challenging. Like if Liverpool get a striker, for example, and get the signings that they think they're going to get, and Arsenal get a top striker, as people say, I don't think City will be up to the task against them. Yes, it is Pep Guardiola and everything, but based on what I have seen lately from City, I don't think they're going to be up there. I thought Omar Marmoush would be better than this. Kozanov, I thought they would go and sign a top midfielder. He doesn't suit your team. He doesn't suit your team, Kelk. You have to admit it at some point. He doesn't suit your team. Kozanov is young. Your players keep getting injured. Diaz, Stones, Akanji, they keep getting injured. You need a new goalkeeper. You need new defenders. You need a midfielder. Who knows how Rodri is going to come back? Is he going to be the same Rodri? Kevin De Bruyne looks like he can't cross. We were talking about it yesterday on the Lahwa. He can't cross. He keeps it in his first man. So you need a replacement for him. Now there is talk that you want Florian Wirtz. Is he going to leave to go to Man City? We'll know, but I don't think so. I don't think City will be. People may take it for granted that City will be the title favorites next season. I don't think so. I disagree. I think it will be Liverpool.
Some of these players out first. We need to get rid of some of these players that Pep will not stop playing. Like Bernardo, you have nothing left. I don't know why you play every game. Gundogan, no. That's not going to work. Gundogan should not be playing. I'm sick of seeing Bernardo. Stones, I love Stones, but he's not reliable enough. He has to go. Like, there needs to be a massive clear out because Pep is like addicted to these guys who were his core. Like Kevin De Bruyne had no business starting that game, and that was the first time where I was like, you look really old and really slow. And he stayed on for 30 minutes too long. I don't even think he should have come out for the second half. He wasn't up for it. Because he's 33. He doesn't have the legs. So these players have to move on. And I trust the board to bring in the players because clearly they brought in 4 young players, actually 5 because one of them's on loan in January, but they're not playing. And it's very frustrating because I know what I'm going to get from these old guys and they're not going to get better. Their performances are not going to improve, but I think these kids could be doing the same performance. Maybe they'll make a mistake here and there, but chances are they'll get better and they'll learn from it over time. But we guys, like when I saw that lineup for the Real Madrid game, I was like, what is this? You spent 200 million in January. And you're not starting a single one of them. Like I was shocked that Marmoush did not start. I had him pegged on to start for sure. And I think he needs to. He needs to be playing every single game behind Erling Haaland until he gets settled in this team. He's not going to get settled from the bench. Why are you spending 60 million on him to bench him against Real Madrid? I don't get it. Like that blew my mind. I was shocked. And the point is he's not going to get these opportunities while there's somebody clogging up his space. So it's time to get rid of these older players. It pains me. It really pains me to watch these players who I have been watching for the last 7-8 years be brilliant. And to see them all break down at the same time is just, it's really difficult, but it's time to move on. Like I'm starting to feel the way I felt about Kyle Walker, where I just wanted him off the team. I'm starting to feel that way about Bernardo right now. Like, I don't want to see him in the lineup anymore. And every time I do a lineup prediction, I'm always like, well, this is how I would do the lineup, but we all know Bernardo is going to be in here. So what's the point of doing, we're just doing this for fun, I guess, because we all know Bernardo is going to be in here doing absolutely nothing, but still getting those minutes. And it's getting annoying. So I'm actually looking forward to a clean out this summer. And bring on the new guys. Maybe it'll take some time. But the last time Pep did a refresh, he went from 66 points to 100. So I'm not going to say that's going to happen, but he could go from whatever we finish on this year. Maybe we can hit the mid 80s next season. I don't know. I know the board has really good ideas. You better watch out, Mo. I think they're liking Barella. So
he's not leaving Italy to go to Man City. He's not. It's never going to happen. He's never going to live in.
They offer him $300K a week. You never
Listen,
know.
if you want to get Barella and you offer that money, I don't mind.
I listened to your stream. You said 80 million is all it's going to take to get him out of.
You're not gonna pay 80 million pounds for
the problem with him is not the money. The problem with him is he just doesn't want to leave Italy.
Yeah. He has 4 kids, bro. He has 4 kids.
We wanted him. Mo knows this.
Like 300, 2 years ago, 325 a week.
2 years ago, we wanted Barella. We spoke to Inter.
Remember, this is going to be his chance to get the last big contract. Are Inter going to give it to him?
No, we're never going to give him the contract. But it's not about that. Life in England is so different than Italy. And Liverpool offered him a massive contract. It was a massive pay rise. It was more than double what he said. And he said no. He said no.
Yeah, the thing is, he just doesn't want to leave Italy. That's the thing. He just doesn't want to leave Italy. And we tried for him. And I think even the money wasn't an issue. I think it was like 75 million, 80 million, something. But He just doesn't want to leave Italy. I think this, with a lot of Italian players, they just don't want to leave Italy. Like this is just
They don't wanna leave
them.
the food.
Why would you? Like, let's be so real. We were talking about it before the show even started. Italy is pretty lush, isn't it? Like,
Yes.
it's nice.
And if you're a player that plays for like Inter, AC, Juve, Roma, even Fiorentina, Lazio to a smaller degree, like you're just living life. You're just enjoying life over there, you know, and playing in the Serie A. Everyone in Italy loves you, you know, like Barella is probably rated by all the Italians, you know, people worldwide rate him. He plays for Inter. He has the chance of winning something for Inter. I think it's not even like a Liverpool or City thing. Like I think even if Madrid call him, it would be the same thing. Like I don't want to leave Italy type thing.
It's a lifestyle thing.
Yeah, it's the lifestyle. It's the lifestyle.
Bastoni, Liverpool literally scouted Bastoni and they asked about him, and he just, no, I'm not even interested. And they were willing to offer the money, and he said no. And it was under Arne, it was under Jurgen Klopp, one of the best coaches out there. And he said no. He said, I'm not leaving. And by the way, Inzaghi at that time was still young. He wasn't like being coached under Conte or Allegri or someone big. He just said no. And this is why I'm a little bit calm about it. But again, I'm not one of these guys that said I'm not attached to any of my players at all. At all. Not one of them. I don't care about all of them. I just want them to perform. I don't love the players like other clubs and other fans. I love the club. That's me. Huh?
Cold heart. You got a cold heart. You don't love none of your players?
No, I don't care about them. I genuinely don't.
Well, we
Oh
might
my
have convinced a different Italian to come.
I don't care. I'm one of these guys that only cared about the Javier Zanetti and the players that delivered big trophies, big trophies. But even Barella, Hakan, like Lautaro, Thuram, Bastoni, I like them because they're my players, but I'm not genuinely attached to any of them. If money comes for them and we replace them with a better player, I really don't care at all, by the way. I'm not one of these guys.
So you won't replace them with a better player. You'll get someone on a free.
The thing about it, if we get 80 million for Barella, for example, we'll replace them with what, 2-3 players, and Inzaghi can work with them. I'm not one of these guys that says, oh yeah, would you win the league? And Saka goes at the end of the season. No, he's our star boy. Keep Bukayo Saka. I'm not one of these people.
Every player has a price.
Exactly. I don't care. I really don't
I
care.
give
But
the
anyway,
explanation for certain clubs. I understand why from certain clubs. You lived through it, so you should be more understanding. Okay? I don't want to have 10 years of Freddie Guarin era at Liverpool.
Even Holland has a price. I'm sure if somebody offered 300 million, they'd sell him.
less
I
than that.
become the next like Said. Oh, we're 10th rant. Oh, we're 12th rant. 14th rant. I don't want to do that.
We lose 10 games of the season. Every game is like, this club is my end. I'm like, bro, this hasn't been your end in the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
Anyway, it is what it is. Listen, for City, I think it depends on the summer. I don't think City will sign superstars apart from trying to Florian Wirtz, who I don't think replaces
I've
Kevin De
never
Bruyne.
thought he would come. I don't think
He's going to sign an
I also
extension.
don't think
He's
he's a
going
De
to go to Real
Bruyne
Madrid.
replacement. There is no Kevin De Bruyne replacement. It'll take 2 players.
At the current moment, Morgan Gibbs White is better than De Bruyne, so that's just different. So anybody can replace Kevin De Bruyne now.
Harsh.
That's just.
Well, hey,
Have you
Father
watched
Time is
Kevin De
undefeated.
Bruyne?
We'll just say
Have you
that.
watched Kevin De Bruyne lately? Listen, I admire the guy in terms of, he's a brilliant football player. He has been shit. He's been bad.
His legs are gone.
He's old,
he's-
man.
It's painful. It's painful.
By the
to
way,
watch
he's
too.
not that old. He's Salah his age. Have you guys watched Mohamed Salah? It's
No,
Salah
I
his
feel
age.
People have better genetics and better luck with
Salah-
injuries. KDB
Yeah.
has had a lot of big injuries in his career. He's had
I'm
hamstring
sure
problems,
KDB
he had knee
ate better
problems.
food. I'm sure KDB ate better food when he was young than Mohamed Salah in Egypt, in the poor Egypt. I'm sure he didn't eat fool and ta'miyya, if you guys know that, and falafel and all this stuff when he was young. I'm sure he ate cornflakes and ate a lot of other stuff that
Croissant.
his body
Some
better.
players just get
Yeah,
lucky with the injuries. You
Yeah.
just you don't know.
He's from
He's
Belgium.
Belgian,
He
so
ate
he probably had a lot of croissant. You get me?
croissant. Yeah. It's
Well,
just-
no, it's
Salah is
waffles.
a freak of nature. He's an anomaly that can play at this age and this
Look at
level.
Modric played. Look at Modric played.
Ronaldo. Look at Ronaldo.
Look at
He's
Modric
still going.
played.
He's 40.
Sorry.
You guys are naming like 3 players. The majority of the players, when they hit 30, they hit the wall.
Javier Zanetti, Maldini
That's
played.
football right now. We're gonna start seeing shorter careers if FIFA doesn't stop adding games.
Messi's still playing. But anyway, listen, it is what it is. For Man City,
Oh, God.
I'm not like, if I'm an Arsenal Liverpool fan, I'm not worried about Man City. I know that you guys all have PTSD, but I'm not worried. Not until I see the summer. Looking at this team, it's too much work to be done in one summer, to be honest.
Also,
But
can I just-
Kevin De
can I just
Bruyne,
shout out
he's too
Joshko
much.
Gvardiol really quick. I just want to give Joshko some props because he was really good in that game.
Going forward.
One of the only highlights from that not good game.
Only going forward, though. Guys, can we get the likes up, guys? There's almost 400 people
really
in the
good
house.
tackle
Can we
on
get the
Mbappe.
likes up? Hit that like button, people. Let's like the video. Get to 200 likes. Moving on to the title race. Okay, so basically, Opta said 90% Liverpool are winning the title. However, I've had a
Fuck
lot of
Opta.
people. Yeah, akhi, but what is wrong with you?
He's gonna flip out if Leicester wins.
Because the Premier League is not won on a computer. Like, oh, the supercomputer said that Arsenal are winning the league. The supercomputer said Liverpool are winning the league. Fuck off.
What's that?
Fuck the supercomputer. And Opta. And all the stat machines. What? I can't insult statistical machines anymore? Everyone's like staring at me like I'm the crazy guy.
Dude, it's a draw though. Like, what was the energy? It's just a draw. You still what? 7
It's
points.
the way
Guys,
we drew. It's the
point.
way. It's the way.
It's because it's
the
his
way.
rival.
It's the way we drew because Michael Oliver.
Oh boy.
I don't want to get more cancelled.
Listen, a couple weeks
The people
ago,
were calling
Michael
for me to be
Oliver was just
cancelled.
a young guy trying to do his job, and everybody was just, you make mistakes. Now the guy is a demon all of a sudden. What happened? What
I
happened?
never said.
Not you,
personally.
but I'm looking at the comment section. I'm pretty sure. Oh well, it just happens. Human error. I'm not surprised. You
Yeah,
were shocked.
whoever said that is a fraud. I'm not.
That
I've
guy
never
is
been that way.
rattled and had a terrible display. He was so shook for a derby after he made such a massive mistake, and he made it worse. Can't be giving red cards for a handshake or a manager being upset. He didn't sock you in the mouth. He just gave you a handshake and probably told you you're not very good at your job. The fragile ego of the referees is one of the biggest problems in that league. The biggest problems. We don't even really know the names of the referees of other leagues unless they're really fucking good. We know every name of every ref in this league because they're so obsessed with being the main person and they're so fragile. Yesterday was
more money. They should be paid more, and then they'll.
I don't think he
There
made
goes one
that
guy
big
down.
of a deal yesterday for people to start. Like, he missed a couple of calls. Yes, the foul was not a free kick, but he missed it, right? And I said that is a mistake. I don't think he made massive errors like red card. The red card for Slot, that is after the
He
game. It
lost
didn't affect the
control of
result.
the game.
What about Connor
He
Bradley?
lost
Should he
control
have been sent off?
Yeah, but people, no, I don't think he should be sent off. That second yellow is not a second yellow. I don't think he made that big of a mistake, guys, yesterday. Like, what is the big decision that he missed in the game?
It's not always about a big decision. He lost at a certain point in that game in the first half. He lost control of
He
that
just loses
match.
control, yeah.
He just didn't have like the wherewithal. And then at the end, I get that like there wasn't a big contentious call within the game. I know like a lot of Liverpool fans don't feel like that. Even Arne Slot doesn't think that the goal, the winning or the Tarkowski goal should have stood. But just the way that he even handled the Arne Slot thing for me lets me know that he was rattled. You don't need to send the coach off. That was just like,
Yes, yeah.
I think.
So-
But
Curtis
let me-
Jones
let me-
did a couple of
Okay,
games
let me talk
suspended.
now. Let me talk. Here's
Can
the
I-
thing with this game. First of all, I sent all three of you a comp in the group chat. Watch it as I'm speaking, because I completely agree
I'm
with
not
Jess.
paying
As
attention
per
to any of
usual,
that.
I just watch it. Just watch it on mute. Okay, just watch it and enjoy. You get me? Number one, I love the fact that it's always Jess spitting facts on the show. You get me? It's like someone is not being fraudulent, and I appreciate that because what she said is 100% right. It doesn't always have to be an offside or a red card or like one big decision. It's the way he refereed the whole game in general. He lost control of the game from the first second. Whenever a Liverpool player was pushed, nothing was given. But when an Everton player was pushed, a foul was given. Now that destroys the momentum of the game. That destroys the rhythm of the game. The first goal that happened for Everton, the guy clips himself up. A foul is given. Everton score from that foul. The second goal, based on how he refereed the game, the whole game, I'm talking about the whole game, Konate on Beto should have been a foul. Now, had he let these decisions go throughout the game, I'd go like, okay, he's let us play today, whatever, that's not a foul. But that didn't happen. So he didn't like let the derby happen and then go like, okay, it's not a foul. No, he like it was a foul given the way he reffed the whole game. And on top of that, Beto, what's his name? Dokore was marginally offside, but because they use Microsoft Paint, and in the words of Mo, they didn't want the stadium to erupt. They didn't rule up the goal. So that's 2 goals right there that should not have happened. On top of that, Salah is running through on goal in the 93rd minute. He gets clipped by the Everton player. It's the most obvious foul. My grandmother could tell it's a foul, and even my dead grandmother could tell it's a foul in her grave. Like if I show her, she would say it's a foul. That's how obvious it is. And he didn't give it. And if he gives that foul, the game is done there, right there and then. And the head collision took about 48 seconds, like 1 minute. And then after that, he was ready. And we played from 95th minute till 98 minutes for Everton to score. And as soon as Everton scored, he couldn't wait to blow the whistle directly after, even though the VAR check took like 4 minutes. So it's the way he refereed the game in general. It's not just a one-off thing, okay? So the whole 90 minutes, he was horrible. And I think this is like from him, you know, having to referee the Arsenal City game, then having him having to not referee it because of the pressure and everything that happened because of the Lewis Skelly moment. And at the end of the day, listen, this is a high pressure job. This is the English Premier League. Like, people's legacies are getting ruined. Like, we don't have time for this shit right here. I'll be honest with you. People's legacies are getting ruined. People are having decisions go against them all the time. It's the same old shit. So if you can't handle, you know, refereeing these big games, the PGMOL should step in and go like, listen, Michael Oliver, you're going to be refereeing like Palace versus like Ipswich from now to the end of the season, level games. And that's it. Because if he can't handle it, then he should just fuck off. This is the referee. This is someone that should be able to handle these moments. And this is and on top of that, what makes all this worse, this is an experienced referee that the English Premier League offer to the UEFA, like in the Champions League games, that like, oh yeah, like this is our like standout ref.
That's
like this is our standout ref. If your standout ref is ass, what does that say about the rest then? Like, it's just it's just so irritating because the way he reffed the game from start to finish just did not represent.
Why do you think it? Okay, do you think that he's doing it intentionally though? Like, you think what I'm saying is true? Like, that they want, like what you said in your video, that they want Arsenal to be part of the conversation because they do the viewership.
Yeah, I think there is a drama element in the Premier League. Like, they love drama, to be honest with you, because drama sells and the refs make more money if there is more drama, you know, because it's just more people watch. So there is more money to play around with. And I don't think Oliver is like pro Arsenal. He's obviously not. Okay. Oliver is pro crap. That's what he is, because he's a shit ref. So let's establish that. But when it comes to the Premier League, listen, you have to, when it comes to these games specifically, these are touchy games. This, like, you know, Merseyside derby, North London derby, Manchester derby, etc. These are all touchy games. Like, listen, if you don't have the cojones to referee a game like this, don't referee it. End of discussion. Like, just don't give him the game then. Give it to someone who can handle it. Simple as that. Merseyside derby has the most red cards in Premier League history. Yesterday, a Liverpool player does this, foul. Like, what the fuck, bro? Like, Robertson barely touched the guy who got fouled. Idris Ganagay should have been sent off because he stopped a counter-attack. He wasn't. Like, it's just the whole game. By the way, just so you know, like, the fact that I'm not waffling, Liverpool had 64% possession. Everton had 36% possession. Liverpool had 20 fouls given against them. Everton had 9 fouls given against them. So if you do the math, because the ball was in play for 54 minutes, Liverpool committed a foul against Everton in possession every 59 seconds. Supposed to believe like that's normal. Okay,
and you know, the whole, like, is it purposeful? Is it premeditated? I don't think the stuff that they do is premeditated. I think what happens is, I do think that there's unconscious bias, but I don't necessarily know that that's what was happening in that game. I think what happens is I don't want to say they're bad at their job, but they make enough mistakes, but there's never any accountability. And as soon as there's a little bit of heat, they start getting very, very defensive. And their the way that they get defensive is giving out silly yellow cards and red cards to people because they surrounded them, talked to them some sort of way. And then you have the media doing the kick up thing of like, oh, well, these are our best and brightest. It's so bad that people are talking about them like that. And then they get protected. And that's the problem is like, if there was just a little bit of accountability, we accept that there's human error. We know that. If you're not a robot, there's going to be human error. The problem is you make huge mistakes at times, like Miles Lewis-Skelly and other things that happened to Wolves last season. I saw something happen to Liverpool at the beginning of last season with the non-offside goal. Those are things that they should be apologizing for instead of insulating and protecting each other and trying to figure out a way to make it not their fault and then punishing people that call them out for it. That's my problem with it.
So what do you think the solution is, though?
Why don't we
We've been
have that
talking about this for 2-3 years.
Champions League to take some decisions out of their hands?
They don't want to do it because it takes power off their hands. They just don't want to do it.
See?
Yeah.
They don't want to do it.
That makes us suspicious that they're rigging
Bro,
it.
it is in the French league, the German league, the Italian league, the La Liga. It's everywhere.
The Saudi League, the Emirati League.
Bar the freaking Premier League.
Corrupt Middle Eastern refs, they got that stuff.
They want it. They want the control, but there has to be a solution for this. The problem is, as Husan says, it affects people's livelihood. Forget betting and all this stuff. Like clubs, money.
We need to train these guys more.
Let's say the game ends 2-1 yesterday. Imagine the conversations we're having about like Salah after yesterday's game.
Yes.
Because he's literally the reason we scored 2 goals. Without him and McAllister, the game ends like we wouldn't score to save our life. But the guy steps up. They've been saying, oh, second half of the season, Salah is blah, blah, blah. Okay. He stepped up. He scored 2. Like, he's the reason why we scored 2 goals. We could have been having legacy conversations. We could have been talking about him being favored for the Ballon d'Or. We could have been speaking about all these things. But instead, we're talking about Michael Oliver. Why? Because he's a prick. And he wanted to be the main character of a game that did not require a main character. And it's as simple as that. And the game just wasn't refereed like properly how you should referee a derby. And it wasn't refereed fairly either. How do you have 65% possession and more than double the fouls? It makes no sense in any statistical category. So,
but think about the other direction. Like, we have champagne problems. Let's be honest. Like, we're not in a relegation scrap or anything like that. But there are teams that a wrong decision here or there could send them down. And how many teams have we watched never get back up? Those are millions of dollars lost that you can never recover. And a status from your club. And I know it's like, oh, you're being dramatic, but I'm not. Because when you go down, there's layoffs because you can't continue to pay people the same way that you did before. Those are the repercussions of this continual cycle and the system that protects referees from making the decisions. I think when you're protected, you tend to make the same mistake over and over and over again because you know you're going to get away with it. If you know you're not going to get away with it, you clean your shit up. We know that when we're at work, still letting things go by and VAR is there. It's just ridiculous to me. That's why we keep talking about
in the offside goal. Yes,
you can't draw a proper line. The fact that that's still happening on an offside is ridiculous.
Yesterday, bro, it's that line that was drawn for Abdullah Dakori being offside or not offside for Van Dijk. That's a fucking crooked line, bro. I can tell from Chris Kavanagh's face. Their mistake is the camera is the director showing the camera in Chris Kavanagh's face. You can tell. They didn't want this to be offside. You can tell. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm old enough to know when a man like shows his face and like I can tell that he's in trouble. I can tell. You know you're in trouble. You know that this is the last Merseyside derby. Everton. I don't know the truth if it's onside or offside. I don't know. Listen, I don't have the tools. However, I can tell that they looked worried. They were talking. They looked worried that this might be offside. And then 1 minute later, oh, he's onside. And they made it onside with a mile, bro. Like, he's not even, like, are you mad? He's not even, it doesn't show that it's, so that's what I mean. Like, there are emotions that affects the game, which is, I agree with it, but there are certain decisions that it's black and white. Like UEFA have showed us, like Italian League have showed us. Offside is a black and white decision. It's either you're offside or onside. There is no in between here. This is not 1994. Use the technology. Why do you want control? There's no reason for you to want control. And also this notion, send the referee to the monitor or not, agree or not. I'm like, why do you want that control, bro? Why can't we hear what is going on? It's very simple. For example, Konati's handball yesterday. Send him to the monitor. He comes back, explain. It touched Beto's hand before, or it's unintentional. It's not away from the body. Everybody moves on. Done. No one. We're not sitting here talking about it. We're not. We're not talking about the outside.
I think with rugby, they have the
they have it in England, by the way. They did it in the FA Cup.
That gives them more accountability.
Guys, they did it in the FA Cup. They did it already in England in the FA Cup.
Coventry,
they can do it. They choose not to do it. They choose not to do it. They did it already in England. They choose not to do it. But anyway,
it's rampant in the United States too. NFL and NBA, big time referees.
Let me do this super chat because now, moving to the. We didn't do enough to win yesterday. We bottled it. One of the people commented and said that if Salah doesn't step up for Liverpool, no one else steps up. Like even the McAllister goal, it's basically Salah saw the run from miles away, and he just played the perfect cross. Are Liverpool Salah's dependent though? This is the real conversation that a lot of people in this.
I feel like every game I watch.
Why is he laughing? Why is he laughing? Why is he laughing? I don't understand.
This is the most like rage bait
Salah
question.
No, but that's really true. That's really true.
Like to rage bait me, and you know it. Like
no,
deep down.
not.
You just want to piss me off.
Why do I have to? You are already pissed. Why do I need to piss you off?
Yeah, I am pissed off.
Why do I need to piss you off?
Because you want to like make me rage. Because
why rage? I'm telling you, Salah. What?
Because this is the most obvious thing ever. We know we rely on Salah. Like who
see the difference? Okay.
Which person on the planet is gonna deny that Liverpool rely on Mo Salah? Like he has 14 assists and 22 Premier League games.
Steve?
February 13th. Of course we rely on him.
Now stop.
Rely on Yani Diaz.
Stop now. Stop now. You see your opinion? I like it. And I agree with you. Do you know what people don't agree with? Liverpool fans. That's why you are here. That's what we're talking about.
If a Liverpool fan says that we don't
try it's not a rage bait. It's not a rage bait. Wallah, it's not a rage bait. A lot of people, and by the way, I don't know if Jenny's here and other people that were watching my show, and I said that Liverpool rely on Salah, and a lot of Liverpool fans said, I think it was in the National League, and people said we don't rely on Salah as much. I think we can actually step up without Salah. We will be fine without Salah.
We won't.
Without Salah.
We won't be.
See the difference? You don't tell the rage bait. That's what Liverpool fans think.
We get it. But Allah relax. Now, when it comes to this conversation, let me talk, Nicolo. Now, when it comes to this conversation, listen. If you're a Liverpool fan and you deny that we rely on Salah, you're just full of shit. Like, listen, we're not in this position without him. If he gets injured, God forbid, season's done. Like, it's as simple as that. Because world-class players step up. It's funny because the conversation me and Jess agreed on 3 weeks ago keeps getting proven every week. When I'm talking about moments players and relying on players in specific moments, you see it with your very own eyes. Without this guy, we don't score yesterday to begin with. It's 2 goals that it's literally him that scored. People say, oh, like a player got involved here and a player got involved there. Of course, he's not playing with like 10 sticks. We know this. Of course, he's playing with football players. So they should be able to do something on the pitch. But yesterday, as an example, one of the players that have been playing really well this season is Gakpo. Okay. But in a game like this, he couldn't deliver. Diaz has been having his best season in Liverpool shirt. He couldn't deliver. Big up the cat. Gravenberch has been probably the best DM in the league this whole season, and he got subbed off yesterday. So like all of these things culminate to, listen, you rely on your world-class players in the important clutch moments. It's as simple as that. And if Salah doesn't deliver for us in a game, you know what happens? Nottingham Forest happens. That's what happens. You lose 1-0. So yeah, like we need him to deliver from now to the end of the season, and we have to rely on him specifically for the forward line. And every time someone gets the ball in the final third, it's like they're looking for daddy. Like, let me find daddy so I can give him the ball. That's literally how we play. And of course, we rely on him. Like, when you have 22 goals and 14 assists on February, you'd be dumb to not rely on him because he's shown he is reliable to begin with. Because in order for you to rely on someone, he must be reliable. The fact that he has more goals than Haaland and Isak and more assists than anyone in this whole league is just a madness to me. And by the way, he doesn't even take set pieces. Like, I reckon if Salah took corners instead of Robertson, maybe we would have scored 3 more goals in the corners. That's alone, 17 assists now instead of... And I'm not even taking shots. I'm saying Robertson is shit at corners. That's what I'm saying. So, Did you see yesterday Slot lose his mind at Robertson?
Yeah,
I'm so sick and tired of his shit. Now here's the bad thing. Slot has never beaten a Portuguese manager. Next up, pulling up for Wolves, Vitor Pereira from Portugal. Yay, let's go. So yeah, if we bottle this league, block me. Okay, Liverpool fans as well, block me, because I will become the most toxic human in this. I will become nuclear waste, not just toxic. Yeah, telling you right now, I'll become nuclear. Everyone will have to pay. Everyone will have to pay for this. If we fucking lose the league title to Tierney, Nwaneri, and Sterling, I'm gonna raise hell. I'm gonna be the Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Raheem the Dream.
I'll tell you right now. If we lose to Chris Wood, I'm gonna be even angrier. So don't
Please don't do that.
Don't get me there.
No, wallahi, the only thing that I don't know what is better. I think Salah winning the Premier League and breaking the 2020 is absolutely, oh my god, you guys will never hear the end of me. Oh my god. You got Arsenal fans, not you, Jess, but Arsenal fans, you guys will never hear the end of it. The comparison with Henry, you guys will never.
Yeah, but it sits on his table though. When you say never here's the end of it, why do we act
think so?
like,
They don't think so. They
Salah
don't
doesn't. Listen, with all due respect, Salah doesn't sit on the table with like Freddie Ljungberg. Okay, he sits on the table with Henry. He sits on the table with the best of the best. That's just simple as that. When you're consistent for 9 years, all these dead conversations, like, listen, just allow the Hazards and all this. Like, he's with Henry now, you know? I'm not saying, I still say Henry is better. I still say Henry is the Premier League GOAT, but he's on the table with him. That's all I'm saying, you know?
Well, Chelsea fans will still bring up Hazard, so you're going to have to fight some battles on that one.
Hazard is great and all. Hazard is great and all, but he's not Salah, to be honest.
They'll still bring those debates up, though. You know it.
You know, Hazard is the biggest failed transfer in La Liga history. 100 million to do nothing.
You know that Ancelotti called him out, right? But
Modric called him out. The whole club.
They said he didn't want to train, and that is his problem. He said injuries, and he didn't want to train. He wasn't serious in training, so he couldn't play, and he didn't like competition. Anyway, Chelsea fans are touchy about this situation, but fine. Wait and see. The cringe pundits of the overlap will protect Oliver again. Yeah, like they attacked Miles Lewis Kelly. Like Jimmy Carragher didn't like what Miles Lewis Kelly did for some reason.
You see how I kept the same energy? Did I not defend Lewis Kelly last week? You see, I don't play games. I defended Lewis Kelly. I said big up the shithousery, and I said fuck Michael Oliver. So it's the same thing. I don't change my energy.
Shithousery between players is good, but it's not like I like it. Yeah, I like it. I like people celebrating other people's faces.
If you want referees with cojones, go to South America. Find the referees.
Never, ever.
You need police escorts.
Find the referees that referee like River Plate versus Boca Juniors type stuff, and bring them, because these guys have a set of balls made from steel, and they don't give a fuck if they're refereeing. Like, have you ever seen the Bombonera? Have you ever seen like how mad those fans are? Like the ones that referee like Flamengo versus like Santos or something, bro. Bring those guys. You will never see a mistake in a derby like this ever, because those referees have balls. Unlike
they won't be Chuck. Mike Oliver was scared of his own shadow yesterday. It was insane.
Yeah. I think he just convinced Mo. He's like, yeah, Oliver was crap yesterday.
No. I watched the compilation, and I actually went before I did my solo show. I actually watched the extended highlights, and also someone else had a compilation of different angles, not like a quick one. He really assumed a lot in this game. Like, by the way, in the foul on Ndai, he assumed that there's contact. How are you an experienced referee? You fucking
assume ground. And like, Michael Oliver was like, me and the camera, like this much space. That's it. Like, you're right in front of him.
And the first rule about referees, don't assume. If you see contact, call it. If you don't see it, don't assume. It's not your job to assume things.
Yeah.
Run refs have mics. Bun refs have mics and semi-auto offsides. Premier League is the best in the world. Not when it comes to referees, Mina. Not when it comes to referees. EPL titles are scripted singers. 1992. In the 90s and the 2000s, it was Fergie. In the last 10 years, Pep. As a forces of corruption and cheating. I watched it all. It's a big conspiracy theory that is scripted, though. Big conspiracy
yeah, I saw it, Sean. That's the one that I sent to the group chat. The CF comp.
Yeah. Big up the panel, Jess. We missed you. Now it's time for Jess to talk about Arsenal. Big up Diallo.
You should here on every episode. What do you mean, Jess? We
But
missed
Jess
you,
has been
Diallo?
here for the every week.
Jess
by
has
the
been
way.
here on every single
Yeah.
episode. What the fuck have you been watching, Mr.
She
Diallo?
never
You
missed
fraud.
she never missed
Never
an
missed an
episode.
episode.
Does he mean Nina?
Despite me being, you guys be acting like I don't be wanting to show up. I've been here every week.
Yeah. She
She
has
just
been. You know who's
threatens to not
bottled
be
it?
here, but she
Just
always
saying.
I
shows
haven't
up.
missed
The
one.
person who's bottled it is Nina. Ever since Chelsea have been crap. Just so established. That's just
My team's been crap the whole time I've been on the show, so
exactly.
I never ditched.
Oh, he missed her on her channel. Oh, she knows Arsenal. She did a video yesterday.
Yeah. I was
yeah,
like, gotta get in front of the camera and talk about this shit.
Is that a blessing in disguise? Havertz being injured.
No.
Oh my god, you're so
Yeah,
full of
relying on a
shit.
teenager.
Look at him smirking as well. And no, switch on your camera, shows your laugh, you little fraud.
You were
Nicole,
doing
look
it,
at him
but
laugh.
I can't stand this whole like fake, like, yeah, but Havertz is crap, so should I? No. We were talking about Mikel Burrito playing striker for us. Like, let's
need
be
buddies.
honest. So no, it's not a good thing. But is it predictable?
But can I ask you? Let me
many
convince you though.
games.
Let me convince you.
You can't. Okay, go ahead, try.
Let me convince you. Okay. Did you think you're gonna win the league with Havertz?
No.
Did you think you're gonna win the Champions League with Havertz?
No.
All right. Did you think you're gonna drop out of the top 4?
With Havertz? No.
Do you think you're gonna drop out of the top 4 without Havertz?
We can, yeah. I could see
Okay,
it.
now I can convince you.
No, you
Because
can't.
the whole argument is based on Arsenal are not gonna drop off with or without Kai Havertz, and they aren't gonna win the league with or without Kai Havertz. Is it better now that Arsenal play without Kai Havertz to try different options?
No, so like
To
the
give
difference-
Nwaneri more game time? Because you know that you're Mikel Arteta guy. If Havertz is fit, he's gonna play once Martinelli's back, Nwaneri's on the bench. You know that.
Yeah,
It's
I just
better
think-
now than Nwaneri finishes the season. But anyway.
Well, first of all,
A lot of pressure.
my biggest concern about Nwaneri is not, I mean, he's 17. He should be starting and playing more minutes, but we still should be a little careful. Arteta doesn't have a great track record at all with knowing when to sub and squad rotation and stuff. He doesn't have a choice now, but the problem is like, it's not about the title race necessarily, because with or without Havertz, we weren't really going to win it. Let's be honest. But the goals that he is scoring are important goals for the top 4 race. If we can't score these goals, then it's up to the defense to keep damn near clean sheets. I don't know if you guys have been watching, but Raheem Sterling is washed. I would put money.
No, we know. I know.
I'd put money on him not scoring a single goal in
For the rest of the season.
For the rest of the season, I'd put money on it.
All right
That
then.
guy is washed.
Nah, he'll score a goal when you're down like 3 goals.
Of course, you're a City fan. You'll defend him, of course, because he played for your club.
No, I said he'll score a goal from a losing position. That's not really propping him.
So yeah, like I feel like
Give
that's
it up, Cal.
more,
He was less good like 4 years ago. Just let it go.
yeah, that's more the problem now is, are we going to be able to score enough goals? What's going to happen when the next person gets injured? Because this is not it. Somebody else will get injured because that's what happens. But I mean, when the January transfer window closed, I don't know. Everybody said, well, we'll probably get an injury like instantly. And we did. We got a Martinelli injury and then followed up by a Kai Havertz injury. I don't feel sorry for the club. Didn't feel bad for them in the summer. I don't think they even feel sorry for themselves. I think they're just like, well, of course we're going to make top 4. If we get into a top 4 scrap, listen, if we finish 5th, 6th, 7th, I don't think we will. But if we did, whoo, honey,
Yeah,
get me on.
Arteta's been playing some people injured too, hasn't he?
6 7. She said 6 7.
Yeah.
Fuck me. She said 6 7.
The only reason
this is a problem.
The only reason why we're not like as close to everyone else is because they're also inconsistent. Chelsea has been ass since December. You know what I mean? Like Newcastle, they've come up, but now they dropped a couple points. If it doesn't get too hot in the kitchen, we might be okay. But if it gets close and City starts getting points and stuff, we're cooked. We're cooked because we do not do well under pressure. you know. But Arteta, like this, we've been complaining about this for 4 years. He doesn't rotate the squad. He's cooked like 3 or 4 players. Players aren't getting surgeries because he wants to play them. They're getting more injuries off of the back of it. Saka has never looked as fit as he probably could. I think at the beginning of this season was probably the best he's looked in a long time, but the hamstring went. All 3 of our starting like forward players have hamstring tears. Like it's dark. Mikel.
And those are going to be perpetual issues for them the rest of their careers.
Yeah, like at the back end of last season,
We've seen it with Doku.
When we won all those games, we were beating teams 4-0, 6-0, 5-0. But he was still playing Saka, Havertz, Odegaard, players like this for full 90s. He wouldn't give Nwaneri a minute. He wouldn't give Miles Lewis-Skelly a minute. He wouldn't sub anybody on. And we were fully winning those games. Those minutes catch up to you. Those injuries that you're playing on, they catch up to you. It's no surprise that nobody looks really fit this season. And they get a little bit of fitness and then they drop. And I don't want to hear the injury excuse because it's not, we got a bunch of injuries. It's we prepared, like we did not prepare to do well. We prepared to fail this season. If you had bought the 2 attackers, maybe they'd be injured, but maybe they would have taken minutes off of players that ended up getting injured. Yeah. You messed up. But I already know that that's what they're going to do. Oh, well, we had injuries and we had players out and all this kind of stuff. No. You had 2 windows to go get these attackers and you didn't do it. So boo on you. Yeah. You know, like
story of our season too.
I'm gonna come back to this. Let me do this. To be fair, good lines of questioning from Mo. Respect.
How's it good lines of questioning, you loser? When Mo switched off his camera and started laughing, Diallo. How's it you're so full of shit? Aren't you one of those positive Arsenal fans as well, Diallo? Or oh no, he's gonna act like he's a Barca fan. You're one of those positive Arsenal fans. Whenever we like criticize Arsenal, you start crying. How's that a good line of questioning when he said blessing in disguise that Havertz is out? How? Playing Sterling up top is a blessing in disguise. As shit as Havertz is, he's still a lot better than Sterling. So it's an invalid question. He tried to rattle Jess, it didn't work, and he started smirking. So yeah.
By the way, big up Diallo. He understood my point. Husan didn't. My point is still, the season doesn't matter with or without Havertz. It is better now to give Nwaneri more experience. That is my point. You didn't understand it, Husan.
Oh,
the problem with you,
Nwaneri's gonna play anyway.
Can you stop?
Nwaneri's gonna play anyway.
Can you stop?
Martinelli and Saka's injured. Who's he gonna play? Right wing, Calafiori? Man, it's gonna be fucking Nwaneri, of course.
It is the difference between me and you, okay? The difference between me and you is that you still believe with. Yes, okay, let's do it. Okay, we can all do it. Here's the difference between me and you. I'm being serious. And I have the witnesses here with us, right? Jess and
you're smirking as you're talking.
Yeah, so I smirk because you make me laugh. Your smile makes me laugh.
How am I making you laugh when I'm cussing you?
Allah.
How? He's blaming me for everything. Like,
yeah, maybe you're gonna piss me off now. Can we have an objective conversation for once in our life, me and you, please?
Smirk, Allah, smirk.
La ilaha illallah. Okay, here is the thing. Okay.
Yes.
Kai Havertz, the difference between me and you the only one in the fan base that told the Arsenal fans, you guys still have a chance with Kai Havertz in. You still don't believe that your team will win the league. Most of us, including like the people that don't even support Arsenal, all Arsenal fans, including Jess, said that we're not going to win the league. It's too far. Even Rory, the most positive Arsenal fan, said, I don't think we'll win the league. I think we'll be just, maybe we'll try to be behind Liverpool. So they didn't think that even with Kai Havertz, because the board didn't do enough, that they're going to win the league. Does that make sense? So with or without Kai Havertz, it doesn't make a difference. So it is better to give the youngster Nwaneri more minutes. Let me finish that next point. As I explained, because everyone knows that if Martinelli, Trossard, Havertz are fit, he's going to fucking play them 90 minutes. He's only going to give Nwaneri 10 minutes or 15 minutes at the end of games. That is what happens. So for me, when I say blessing in disguise, is that because the season is already a write-off, give Nwaneri the experience.
I mean, even for you?
Yeah, Habibi, even for Jess, is the season write-off?
Yeah.
That's it.
With Havertz out, yes, but not with him not out.
Now, with him in, Jess?
No, because Saka's going to come back.
I think he's consistent enough to win a trophy.
This is so strange, bro. She said that she didn't think that they were going to win the league even if Havertz is fit. That is the reality. Did you think they're going to win the Champions League? She said no. That's all right. That's called a season.
I would say no. Champions League.
طيب. So that's the whole point, Osam.
Not
You
winning
refuse
the
to see it. You don't want to believe it. Ethan now is going to get the chance to play regardless of what Mikel wants. Arteta might not want to play him. So I think that next season, if Ethan plays enough games this season, especially in the Champions League as well, he will have enough experience to be more integrated in the team next season, because everyone at Arsenal didn't think that they're going to win the league this season because of how crap they have been this season. Simple. It's logic. That's not a rage bait. It's just a simple logic. That's it. Like
So
when
it's a
people
blessing in
say,
disguise that Arsenal have a smaller chance of winning stuff. Wow.
yeah, Habibi, they already think that they never had a chance. Okay. See, he refuses to understand it. It's a very simple.
No, but you're talking about, you're generalizing. There are Arsenal fans who still think there's hope.
Where? Who? Who?
Is it
Stand
Egal?
up. Come to the front. Come to the front of the classroom if you still think we got a chance.
Like to introduce our good friend, Igal Talks Football. That's the
Every time you guys bring up like a wild take and then you say a gal said, I'm just like, guys,
He's like stops listening.
come on now. But yeah, like we're very much so cooked, you know, so it is what it is.
Hold on. Can I go back in a second? Can I take a step back? Igal still think that Arsenal have a chance of winning the Premier League and the Champions League.
There
Oh,
are
boy.
fans who believe it. Yeah. Specifically after yesterday.
Now, hold on. Okay. So even with Kai Havertz injury,
Why are you getting like all riled up and stuff? Control
I'm going to
yourself.
tell you why. I'm going to tell you why.
Call him and
Because
have him. say, "Speak up here."
Yesterday is a point gained for Liverpool. Okay. In all due respect to everyone,
Look at this guy.
overall, hold on, let me tell you.
Are
Let
you
me
trying
tell
to like hit two birds with one stone? Are you trying to annoy us both in one sentence? Did you just say point gained when we were 2-1 up in the 98th minute? Point gained. Stop waffling.
I hope that people like you let me finish the sentence. Overall, in the day yesterday, it was a
I'll let you
positive.
finish a paragraph. Just don't lie.
Okay. Overall, yesterday, the day, in terms of news, results, and everything, it was positive for Liverpool more than Arsenal. Arsenal lost their own their massive their striker. They have nobody left, and Liverpool gained the point at the end.
Oh
God. Okay, let me tell you one thing. Let me tell you one thing.
You're funny, Mo. I'll give you that. You're very
I'm not
funny.
funny.
Guy.
I'm just more logical than you. Then let me tell it to the people in the chat as well. I'm more logical than you. In the midnight yesterday, before the day started, Arsenal had 20% chance of winning the league. The day ended. Arsenal don't have Kai Havertz. Liverpool are 7 points ahead. Arsenal chance went to 5%. Am I wrong to say that?
Where are you getting
People
those
tell me.
numbers?
No, but I'm just giving you an example of how a team, if Liverpool won yesterday, but Salah is out for the season, even though Liverpool won 3 points, their chances have been less because of Salah's injury. I think people understand.
Why are you waffling, Tevin, when you
What do the betting
yourself
odds
believe?
say?
You yourself believe, Tevin. So why are you waffling? Tevin is the biggest waffler, honestly. You yourself believe. Forget Igal. You yourself believe. I saw you in the comment section on the terrace yesterday fucking dancing in the match reaction. The game yesterday gave Arsenal a little bit of belief and hope. This is what goes for Arsenal. Their next two games, yeah, maybe you can.
I'm silent. I didn't fucking do
You
anything.
can do all you want. Okay.
I didn't do anything.
Number one, their next game is fucking Leicester. They should win that with under 21. The game after that is West Ham, who have been dog shit the whole season. They should win that. After that, Forest. No, but you can even win on a set piece. After that, Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest is the same team. They slapped 3-0 at the start of the season.
I
They
still
can
can't
win
They're a
believe
lot
we
better
beat
though
them.
now than they were at the start of the season. Forest.
Liverpool's
hop
next
on that
four
bandwagon.
games.
I feel like they've been consistently good the whole season. It's just
Yeah, but
now
Liverpool's
we're
next
taking
4
them
games
serious.
are Wolves, Aston Villa away, City away, Newcastle. Wolves, Liverpool have Arne Slot has never beaten a Portuguese manager
This
in
is
his
just
career.
Wow.
It's
a lot of
true
bullshit.
though. Like
Bullshit,
Bruno
bro. I'm
Santos,
telling you,
a
bro.
Portuguese
He's looking for
manager.
any reason
I'm
to
telling
not.
you, he
Okay.
bullshits a
Okay,
lot.
one second.
Bullshits a
Marco
lot.
Silva. Marco Silva is a Portuguese manager. We drew to Fulham. Nuno Santos, a Portuguese manager. We lost. We
It's not
lost the
about them
first
being
game and drew the second. Now Aston Villa, Unai Emery in his own backyard on a Wednesday night. Scary.
Oh my
After that,
goodness.
we have Etihad, and we never win over there. ever. After
I'm looking
Have
at
you-
you so sideways right now.
After that, we
Have
have
you seen how
Newcastle.
we're giving away goals? You're not gonna have a problem
Okay.
in that game.
Let's ask the chat one question. Arsenal play Leicester away next game without any front line, basically, and Liverpool play Wolves at home. Who has a tougher game in everyone's
No,
opinion?
it's a tougher
You
game,
think
but
you're gonna not win to Wolves at Anfield? Are you out of
no,
your
I
fucking
think we
mind?
will. But I'm
Wolves at
just saying,
Anfield is an
there is a
easier
curse.
prospect than us
what
going
can I do? It's a
Towers.
curse. It's a curse. It's not my fault. Slot hasn't beaten a Portuguese manager. Vitor Pereira's Portuguese. How's it
Why
my
are you
fault?
looking
You're at
these little
Anfield.
things?
Relax.
It's not about it being Portuguese. Like,
It's fucking
You're
weird,
at
bro. It's
Anfield.
fucking weird, bro.
It's true though, because Nuno Santos Portuguese, Marco Silva's Portuguese.
Oh jeez.
Wolves are
Okay,
not
can I ask you?
good.
Can I ask you seriously? Which game is tougher, Aston Villa away or Nottingham Forest away?
Aston Villa.
Right
away.
now, I'd say Nottingham Forest.
Nottingham.
See,
No.
Husan
Villa are
twist
very
the
good.
narrative. Which game is tougher? I think Nottingham Forest away is tougher.
Nottingham Forest
Arsenal
away.
went slap Villa at Villa Park earlier this season. Why can't
Well,
you?
Sam,
Well,
in the
we-
next 4 games,
That was a cash
Arsenal
and grab. We got away with one. That was one of those where we got away with
I'm just
one. I
mentally
expect you
preparing
guys
for like a breakdown right now.
I was
honestly.
watching that game with a bunch of Arsenal fans.
to go to Aston Villa and do the business. That's what I expect. That's what I expect. That's what I expect. Aston Villa are
Sam.
good, but
Sam, you lost. Take the L. Jack is saying, just saying, speaking from experience, when a team in this position, usually more injuries follow because the workload goes up tenfold. Miracle work. Yes, Jack.
So I'm freaking out about next season.
The
Because they're
only
just
player-
overplaying these players who are available. They're gonna
Did you
put-
guys see that scar on Saka's knee?
Yeah, it's a hamstring. Hamstring, yeah.
I feel like
That's actually
Yes.
mad.
De Bruyne had a scar like this big from his hamstring surgery.
yeah, it's
That's mad.
wild.
And you can see it, like De Bruyne's legs are gone. Like Saka is this is gonna plague him the rest of his career. That scar tissue, man, is not. It's
Don't
bad.
say that. Don't say that. He's gonna come back. He's young. His healing is different.
Goku has hamstring injuries at a younger age, and look at him. He's in and out of lineup all the time.
Yeah, I feel like everybody has a different experience because I remember everybody was saying that Timber would not come back fine from his ACL because everybody deals with it. You know, it's like you'll never be the same, and he's been great. So
Look
I'm
at Van
hoping.
Dijk. I don't buy that argument at all. Look at Van Dijk. He's had ACL surgery at age 28. That's why I have hope that Rodri can come
Yeah,
back. because of
but,
Van
but there
Dijk.
is. I hear what you're saying, Jess. The problem with hamstring is that hamstring is not as easy to come back from. If your hamstring are torn at once in your life, it needs a lot of work to go back to its original shape. I know
Yeah.
that.
I also
And-
think that Arsenal
I
now will
hear-
be pressured to bring Saka back sooner, which could damage that recovery. If he needs,
You know that
longer
Mikel
time to
Arteta will
rush
do that,
back,
right?
That could,
You know,
that could
just
shorten his career.
you know, Mikel Arteta will do this, right? You know, he's gonna bring
Well,
Saka early.
He should not play the rest of the season. If you care about his career, Saka.
He
I'm
shouldn't,
not
but
saying
he
this as
will.
banter.
He
I'm
will.
literally
He
saying
will.
if you care about his career, he should not play the rest of the season. But I have a
It's-
feeling that they'll rush him back in April.
Well, yeah, he's going to play before the end of the season. He's due
That
back
is negligence to me.
end of March. So
Yeah.
it's been negligence before this. I feel like even when we were talking about it before, people were just like, "Oh, well, the top players do this and that." No, and on top of that, our forwards do more defensive work than anybody else's forwards. More pressures, more tackles. They're basically like wingbacks. They are like they're like slaves. You know, like they really
also,
are.
Saka is like a star for England too, so he doesn't even get a break during the summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mina,
That's the problem my team has. Like, and that's
Okay,
why.
Hussam, Egal's last stream, his title season's over. He doesn't have any hope.
Yeah, but Igal likes to be like dramatic.
Fair.
All right. Devin is saying, I was flying from Canada yesterday, you fraud. Followed up by saying, man said there were there and told a bold face lie, you fraud. How the hell was I in the comment section?
I am gonna
25,000 feet
screenshot
in the
you
air.
in the comment
Both.
section right now.
You can't have internet on planes.
Yeah, you
can.
can literally have
Dang.
internet on planes, mate. It's 2025, bro. Yesterday he was in the chat
Darling.
saying, "Oh, he never gave us the same grace." I remember the shit you said, Kevin. I'll never
Sweet.
forget you, bro.
What the fuck? He actually screenshotted his comment.
Yeah,
Bro.
bro, have some shame, bro. Have some shame. You're in the comment section, up to 25,000 feet in the air. So what? They have Wi-Fi on planes now. You know, like back in the day, smoking was allowed on a plane. Now it's not. People rules change.
He said
Technology
circle wheels.
evolves. Human
Tevin,
beings
you're-
evolve.
I believe Tevin over Hussam, to be honest, in this. If the
what
guy
is he
says he's not,
Wow.
I
Wow.
genuinely do. I genuinely
You
do
believe
believe
a random guy from Canada over Hussam? That's crazy. That's crazy. And I'm your
because
partner.
it's more likely that you are wrong than him being wrong, to be honest. It's more likely
Why?
you confuse them with, it's more likely
Why?
you
Just 'cause
confuse
he's a
them when
member,
someone
just
else.
'cause he's a member for 10 months now. Yeah, he's
No,
right.
no. It's more
Mm.
likely you confuse them with someone else than him being right. Like him being wrong, to be honest. Unless we are
How?
calling him a liar. It is.
How?
There's like 4,000 people watching the show. The comments are flying.
Yeah.
So it's more likely you confuse them with someone else. Sam, my guy, that Portuguese manager are stinks. I don't know who's that. Sam believe in intangibles. Is crazy.
Argument. Who gave you
Argument
American
stinks.
passport? Who gave you American passport? How am I teaching you English every stream and I'm fucking Jordanian?
Joe
It's
Biden.
so
in
mad,
American pass. Joe Biden.
you know? Here's the thing, Red Line Taranga. Whether it stinks or not, it is a curse. And you have to get over the curse. Vitor Pereira is Portuguese, whether you like it or not. And Slot has 0 wins against any Portuguese manager his whole career, including UCL, including when he was at Feyenoord and Alkmaar. So, yeah.
It is just coincidence.
Oh, it's just a coincidence that he's never beaten a Portuguese manager.
I mean, all of them are different. What is it?
Obrigado. I don't know.
Oh my goodness.
So many pastels.
I don't know.
Like
So
if I,
I'm just worried, okay? I'm just worried, and it's PTSD, and I've been heartbroken before, and I am not a hopeless romantic at all, you know, and I'm sick and tired. Yesterday, you know, I was like, finally, we're going to win at Goodison, and then what happened, and I'm just getting all flashbacks of all the bad memories from last season. Doku switching music to McAllister and all that shit, and I'm just tired of it, to be honest. I'm just tired of it. I'm gonna go to the gym today and break my personal records on all the machines because I'm just bored and I'm just angry. I'm just livid, and I wish they could put me in a UFC ring with Michael Oliver. I would give all money to charity, no problem. Just put me in a ring with him for 15 minutes. That's all I want, and he will never referee a game ever again.
Now, doing this at 7 points clear is a little crazy now. All of
But
this, I can understand.
you can't say that on a stream, bro.
I
you
can
can.
understand if we were like 2 points.
What? Put me in a UFC ring with him? UFC ring? I said, and the money goes to charity. Stop trying to cancel me. Also, Jess says it's crazy. I'm crazy.
Clearly, because you know what? If I was you, I'd be doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Why?
I am crazy.
Because when you felt like pain so many times, you just assume that it's coming again. So I do kind of get it, even if it's like kind of irrational. Because I'm looking at you like, oh, he's acting up, but I would be doing the same thing.
You'd be exactly. You'd be doing the same thing in my place as well. That's what I'm saying. Like, I know you would as well. I know the only one who'd be calm in my position is Kel. That's it.
Yeah.
But anyone else, like any Arsenal and Liverpool fan, we have every right to lose our shit. It's just normal, bro. Like,
no, I freak out in every title race
because we were out. You get it. It was like 98th minute. Like, I'm out of there with 3 points for the first time in, like, you know, I don't know, 7 years, whatever it is. And then that happens, and I just feel like my whole world just evaporated.
It does feel like a loss, and it does alter your brain chemistry. That last minute bang, especially when you don't think it's supposed to be it. Yeah.
And it's a goal that will never happen ever again.
Yeah.
A fucking centre back scoring a half volley, like he could win he could win like the Pushkas award for that goal. It's like that goal is never happening ever again in his career. It's never ever happening.
That's great.
So yeah,
that's great.
The magic of a derby.
Yeah.
Sam, I genuinely believe actually Liverpool are going to win the league with bigger margin than what it is now.
Oh yeah,
with more than 7 points, 10 points.
I don't see anybody below them going on a run. Except
Can I
maybe
go back?
Forest.
I want to go back to. I want to go back to.
Because Forest don't have European
football.
football, so they have less games.
Let me go back for the last 5 minutes of the show for a point that Jess said that when you said on. Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah. We have 10 minutes. When Jess said that Arsenal can finish below second or third,
Go ahead when Jess blah
Yeah,
blah
it's
blah. Go
possible
on.
because Newcastle and Forest are looking better. They're looking really good. They're healthier.
I'm
and
telling you something right
neither
now,
of them
Mo.
have
I
European
think
football.
Jess is in a really good mood,
Allah.
and she's
I'm
in a
not
good
gonna
vibe
ruin
right
her
now.
mood, ya akhi. Wallah,
Don't
I'm not
kill
gonna
her vibe. I'm telling you right
I'm
now.
gonna try to have a conversation. I'm not gonna kill her vibe. Arsenal next season are winning the league and the Champions League just next season. The top. I'm just trying to make you happy.
I'm
Arsenal
sorry.
next
Anybody
season.
betting against Real Madrid in the Champions League, I think is a fool's errand.
Arsenal winning the freaking double. You're signing Isak, by the way.
Now you're
Zubamendi's
actually
coming
gonna kill her
already.
mood because you're
I
waffling.
think
Now
we have
you're
a better
actually-
chance at signing Barella than they do. To
I actually think this season it was so much unlucky with the injuries and the referees. There was a lot of context this season. You would have won the league. You would have won the league if it wasn't for context and
Tom,
injuries
get
and
your
stuff.
lighter out.
Actually, Arsenal are not that bad as people say. Actually, Mikel
Lighter
Arteta.
out. Yeah. It's gaslighting
Listen.
time.
I'm just gonna be serious now and ask the question that I want to ask.
Go on.
Let's just go back.
Go on.
What would you consider disastrous for Arsenal this season that it would require a surgery for Arsenal? Because there's a lot of people that say if we finish second, it's okay, we'll go again next season. But you mentioned something that I've never heard before, that you think that Arsenal can be dragged in a top 4 race, can finish
Yeah.
4th or 5th or something like this.
Yeah.
Apart from you being outside of the Champions League, I think that would be the most disastrous thing. I think that would require the board actually to sack Arteta, actually, if that happens from here on. But what would you consider disastrous?
I mean,
Like a realistic thing.
to me, it's already a disaster to me. But the disaster of like things need to change,
Yeah.
like people's head needs to roll. If you don't make top 4 and we are looking at the whoa trophy next season and we're back in Europa League, you gotta go. Clean house. Everybody has to go. Mikel, Tim Lewis with your bad hair, Richard Garlick, don't know what you do. Edu, you've already been fired. Bring him back, sack him again. Like, you know, all that kind of, like, everybody must. Jason Naito, the figment of our imagination, the ghost that I've never seen before. All of you guys need to go. That is a disaster. We are because they didn't buy anybody because they think we're really comfortable in top 4. So if we don't make it from here, you must pack your shit and go. You must.
I think that top 4. I agree with you totally because I think that's all they really care about is top 4 is because they just want that Champions League money. And if they don't get that Champions League money, then heads. I think that's what that would cause the heads to roll.
But
I actually disagree with you completely. I think if you finish below third, it's a disaster season for you.
Yeah,
especially because you didn't win a cup.
I already said it's a disaster. Like from my thing, it's a disaster. And at this stage, we should be looking to make change. I've made several videos about we need change. And people are like, what do you mean? And I'm like, what do you think I mean? We need guys to leave. You know, we need guys to leave the club. I think the most devastating part is knowing that Mikel is so safe. So I don't know where the change is going to come from. I don't think there's a scenario outside of him finishing outside of the top 4 or missing out on Champions League where they'll even consider it. And that's where you feel like I feel like I'm chained up, you know, because it's like ain't nothing going to change, you know, but it's already a disaster. So I'll make that very clear. Like, I'm not saying top 4 is the only thing that we need to achieve, but I do feel like you cannot justify in any way, shape, or form from where we're sitting right now to the inconsistencies of everybody else below us, finishing anywhere outside of that top 4. Even if we get dragged into a top 4 race, I'm going to be looking at them like.
But isn't it like not on him that the players got injured and he doesn't have Saka, he doesn't have Havertz? I'm sorry. I'm not okay. So hold on. Let me just rephrase that. Okay, before people like jump on this. If he doesn't finish in the top 4, yes, regardless of the context, yes. But if he finishes 3rd or 4th or something like this because he doesn't have a striker, there are injuries, wouldn't you give him a little bit of context at least for until the end? Because at the current moment, he's still 7 points behind. I believe 7 points behind on this stage. If you have Saka and you have Havertz and you have everyone fit now, and even Jesus, I believe that Arsenal at the end of the next 4 games could have closed the gap to 4, and would have been at least talking about it, especially after the point yesterday. But because of all these injuries, wouldn't you at least give him a leeway if he still finishes second?
I think money talks.
I really don't. Because it's not just about injuries this season. I think the context around our season has now devolved into a heavy conversation around injuries. But a couple of weeks ago, we weren't talking about injuries. We were talking about the style of play that was, a big reason why we didn't beat Fulham. We didn't beat Everton at home. We had damn near our best 11 out there. There were too many points dropped earlier on for me to just forget about it. If we were in the title race where we're meant to be, like fully in the title race, right there, going blow for blow with Liverpool, and then we dropped away to third after these injuries, I could understand that because we were already in a good position. But there are just too many silly points that we've dropped at this stage. And then going out of the domestic cups when we had more than enough at that stage to do better than what it's just too much.
I hear you, but at the same time, you destroyed City 5-1, right? You played some good games.
We gave you
and
two.
I think you finished third in the Champions League. That is unexpected, right? And my point about this is very simple, yes, he regressed this season, but also there has to be context added. I wouldn't accept it for my club, just to be honest, because I was asked this straight. I would not accept my manager to be 5 years without winning the Premier League or the Champions League. However, this season in isolation, you have to understand that there are contexts to it, especially from now on, because Liverpool have City away, Villa away. They can drop points, right? They can. If that happens and he doesn't win the games, I would say that you don't have the Havertz, you don't have the Saka. Saka is a massive. Saka for me is equivalent to Salah for Liverpool.
You already answered your point. Because you started off perfect, saying I wouldn't accept that for my club. No one should be accepting 5 years with no trophies when you haven't had. We don't have the luxury of just taking out one season. If this was an anomaly, we hadn't seen some of the things happening outside of the injuries before, then I could understand more. If we had won trophies before this season and the season prior and the season prior, I could understand it. But you get so much less leeway, so much less context applied when 4 seasons before that, you had the same outcome. It's just.
But you can't tell me last season he was unlucky, though.
No, he wasn't unlucky, Mo. He wasn't unlucky. He wasn't.
We didn't do shows back in the days, but he had a great second half of the season.
But we didn't have a great first half of the season, and that was self-inflicted. You can't just erase the whole first half of the season and throw it in the trash and say, yeah, but we were really good in the second half. The season is about 38 games. You cannot start the season the way that we did. We barely kind of clawed our way through, but you can't say that we were unlucky last season. We spent over 200 million in a window. We changed the goalkeeper. We bought a defender. It was unlucky that he got injured, but we had Declan Rice, and you chose to spend the attacking money on Kai Havertz. That is self-inflicted. We spent the whole first half of the season last season trying to figure out how to just pass through midfield. We had Nketiah starting for us up front. To me, it's just like, it's just been too long without trophies to just act like this is an anomaly. We have the same issues.
So do you believe that he can fix it though next season if he's given the right signings next season?
Oh Lord!
Will he be given the right signings?
Yes. We're all adults here. We know that the Arteta out conversation is not happening unless there is a disaster that happens at Arsenal from now until the end of the season. We know that. They're not going to sack him unless Arsenal finish outside of the Champions League. We know that. There is no point of us talking about it. The logical thing to talk about is that can Arteta do better with better tools, with a Gyökeres or an Osimhen or something like that? That is the actual logical conversation. You get my point? Because the reason why I'm asking you this, because there are people that think that he's never going to be successful. Never.
Yeah, no, I definitely think that he could do better with better players. I think if we had those players in our team now, we'd be in a different situation. Mikel is a good coach. Like we're talking about fine margins and the difference between finishing second and third and winning the whole thing. So we're not talking about like miles away, right? I just think that he's had enough time, and it's so hard to overlook some of the consistent issues that don't have anything to do with the quality of his team. Because we all know that even with the team that he has right now, he could have won something by now. So even just giving him the tools, it's like, but you have a team that can win things now. Not necessarily the Champions League, but you could have won a domestic cup. I think a lot of the issues do stem from himself, and I think he's hard-headed and gets in his own way. If he doesn't change, I don't think anything will change. You can give him the additional players, but is he actually going to get the players that we need? Because one of our bigger problems is he's so intertwined with the way that we bring in players. Is he going to bring in the right players? If he can't get Isak, who is he going to bring in? You know what I mean?
Sesko. He's gonna freaking go and get Sesko.
And what did he tell Sesko last summer? That you wouldn't start over Kai Havertz. So we're gonna go into next season with Kai Havertz as our starting number 9. So
maybe not after this injury.
He'll start him.
It's the club. It's the club's choice to actually give a manager that is learning on the job, and they treated Arsenal like a guinea pig. Basically, that is what happened. He's learning on the job. He thought that, because Kai Havertz scored a lot of goals at the end of last season, we don't need a striker that has come to be a starter, and people believed it. Some Arsenal fans believed that. Some Arsenal fans believe that Kai Havertz will be able to replicate that second half of the season. People thought that Kai Havertz would get 25 goals this season in the league only, because that would be a replica in the second half of the season.
Yeah, no, I listen, I get it 110%. And it takes everybody to make the problem. It's not just Mikel. There's nuance. Everybody up top from the owners down have created the shit sandwich that is this season. So I'm not just blaming Mikel, but it's so much easier. First of all, it's so much easier to get rid of the manager than the owners. And it's easier to get rid of the manager than the players. We're not going to get rid of every single player and supply Mikel with a new team. So, and it's not Arteta FC. Like, it really isn't. He's not that good of a coach where it's like, we should be like holding on for dear life, So I get everybody's like context and applying the context, and it's not just his problem. It's not this, that. I also feel like sometimes you just need a new set of eyes. I don't think it's always so much about getting, Ancelotti to come in and change our lives. I just think things have gone stale in multiple ways. The front line has gone stale. His ideas have gone stale. I would be okay with a change. Do I think we're going to get it? No. Are we going to get the right players in the summer? I don't know. It's looking dark.
And Fabrizio just tweeted about Kai Havertz again. He said that he will require surgery, and recovery will extend until preseason next year. So
that's best too, because if you delay that kind of surgery, it just causes problems.
So
we did that with De Bruyne, and it cost him an extra 6 months.
We have 2 players now that have delayed surgery that have missed out.
Ben White,
season. Ben White and Tomiyasu. It's just to me.
He's out. They said he's done. He's out. He's done. I think they're gonna look to sell him or terminate the contract.
I don't think they actually. Unpopular opinion. I don't think that they will sell Tomiyasu. I think Arteta likes him a lot and will keep him. I think Kivior and Zinchenko will go, and Tomiyasu will stay because we're gonna get him the knee surgery that he should have fucking got a year ago. He should have had that a year ago.
It's a problem around the sport. It's not just your team.
Yeah, for sure.
There's too many games. These players are not machines. And FIFA keeps adding games. They keep making up tournaments. All they care about is TV money. They don't care about these players. They want all the stars to play in all the games, but they're not, like I said, they're human beings. They need to rest. Okay, yes, you get freak players like Mo Salah who never get injured, but the vast majority do. And look at how many ACLs we're seeing. Every week, it seems like somebody's getting an ACL. That's bad. The quality of the sport is going to degrade, and people will stop watching it eventually. We're not going to have the stars we had 10 years ago because they're all getting run into the ground.
We're not watching. Yeah, we'll see. Let me do this. Big up Africa. W's for African Cat for dropping the 50 piece. Big up. Thank you so much for supporting that channel. Osam, stop the Portuguese Jojo stuff. Big up the panel. Thank you, African Cat, for dropping the 50 piece. Really appreciate you. Thank you so much for supporting the channel.
You're welcome, Mo.
Why are you upset?
I said you're welcome, Mo, bro. Why are you mad? He's so angry today. He's angrier than me and Jess. Relax. You're going to win Serie A.
I'm not angry. I'm going to win Serie A. Can you say the same about your club then? Are you going to win the league?
Ooh.
Inshallah, I prayed for it.
You pray, yes. You pray.
Nottingham Forest. Let's go.
You're a
Big up
fraud.
African Cat for supporting the channel. Appreciate you so much.
To be honest with you, if Forest win the league, Liverpool and Arsenal liquidate directly. I'm just saying.
Forest may wear red, but they're part of the blue cartel. Just saying.
Oh, here we go.
Sam lied about me as well. History of lying, that's haram. It's haram, bro.
Ooh.
You just went to pray. You just went to
What
pray.
did he lie about?
He just went to pray. He just lied about SE views in the summer.
We will see who lied, SC. I'll go back to the Colin show and clip you up.
Someone lied.
We need some
Someone
proof.
lied. Are you gonna go start the show? Not yet. The guys
I
are
can
not there
start
yet.
you.
The guys are not. No, I'm fine. The guys are not there yet.
It's just me and Wolfie right now. We can start.
Where are the guys? It's up to you though. If you want to wait until LB is there and Ashraf, I don't know what Ashraf is gonna say about
It's gonna be late because of
Why
the
is
bike.
LP still in the title race show? We're not winning the title.
Listen, sometimes it's good to get a fraudulent opinion. Why not?
Bro.
Okay, خلاص. I'll go
Big up
start it.
Mazen. Yeah, go start it so I can. Big up Mazen, Habibi. Thank you so much, Habibi, for this. Actually, my nephew. I think so.
Oh.
It's actually my nephew. Yes, actually my nephew. It's like 8 years old, something like this. Wolfie, that fraud. But listen, big up everybody that is here. Big up African Cat for supporting the channel. The conversation will continue. You know what is the last thing before I'm gonna redirect to Hussam and then I'm gonna go watch. I had 2 Chelsea fans only in my chat this morning out of 350 people. 2 people. Chelsea fans disappeared.
Oh, listen. You talk about the history of the Tottenham. This is the history of the Chelsea. Okay. When the going gets tough, the Chelsea gets going. You don't see those mouths talking no more. You don't see them talking about Nico Jackson and so anymore.
He's out for the season too.
Yeah, they're gone. They're missing. And this happens all
they're dropping like flies. This is really bad for the sport.
Listen.
It is what it is. The Chelsea are gonna be all right.
They'll be fine.
Someone is telling me, bro, it was 5 a.m. here. I'm not talking. I didn't call you out, but it was just simple.
Oh, shoveling snow. I wonder if he lives on the West Coast too.
Yeah.
There's a quote going around from Maresca where he's changed his tune on like what they were supposed to do this season because he was talking about like top 4.
He actually said we are not. Go ahead.
Yeah. He was saying like, oh, I said 2 years to get into the Champions League. It's like, nah, bro. Roll the tapes. Before you were saying, you were saying this season you backtracked, and I know why.
I remember his first interview. He said this team should be playing the top competitions. It shouldn't be what it is, and he literally said that. And bro, it's crazy how people change. If he doesn't make top 4, I think they'll sack him. Actually, I genuinely think. But listen, people, Jess, what do you got coming up?
Match reaction after Leicester. That's my next thing.
Are you on anybody's channel in the next hours or?
No, because me and Diluted did the show yesterday. So if you guys want to go back and watch that, you can go to his channel and watch it.
Go to her channel. She knows Arsenal. Yesterday, she dropped the video and the live about Kai Havertz. So go and watch. And also follow Jess on Instagram. She does a lot of work for La Liga as well. She analyzes La Liga. She does match previews and match reviews after the games for the La Liga official Instagram page. So go and follow her. She does fantastic work. Also, she does work for the NWSL, if I'm not mistaken. Yes.
Yeah. NWSL content too.
Yeah.
Huh?
I love that little series you do about who went where, what they're wearing. That's just fun.
Thank you. That's my baby.
The business stuff is fascinating too.
We need to get in touch about the fashion.
Like the business of something, and I was like, "Ooh, this is interesting."
Anyway, we'll redirect to Hussam. Go and watch the title race video, guys. Appreciate everyone that supported the channel. Big up everyone that super chatted. I am out of here, people. We'll see you guys tomorrow.